All right, perfect. I imagine everyone can see my screen. It's just that big blue screen that says cnVision, secure, reliable, predictable.
We can indeed.
Perfect, perfect. Awesome. Well, then, just some brief introductions about, who I am, who Cambium Networks are, and then, really more importantly, the big, the big importance of this is what is cnVision and how this wireless solution can help your business for outdoor camera connectivity. So to give everyone, an introduction, my name is Jack DeSanto. I am from Cambium Networks. I'm the global sales lead for Cambium Networks. I've been more focused lately this year in regards to selling into the UK, and that's actually been working with our exclusive cnVision distributor in the United Kingdom, and that is WifiGear. So, going off of this, I'm going to keep this responsibly brief, but, just to give you an agenda, I'm going to explain you what it is, what the solution is, its applicability to businesses where we have found success, and then more importantly, I'm going to turn it over to my engineer, Srijith, who is going to give you a demo of the user interface and the VMS integration. And these are two things that are unique to cnVision that no one else in wireless is going to offer. So first and foremost, if people are not familiar with who Cambium Networks is, Cambium Networks, we are a fixed wireless manufacturer, meaning that we specialize in making equipment for both point-to-point and point-to-multi-point fixed wireless connectivity. You might recognize where we came from. More importantly, we were formerly a Motorola company. We came from Canopy and Orthogon Systems that eventually became Cambium Networks. We became an independent company in 2011, and we have been innovating ever since. So much so that we actually became a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ in 2019. That said, though, to give you a little bit more background about who we are, like I said, we made our name in the point-to-point and point-to-multi-point world. That said, more specifically speaking, we made our name in the wireless internet service provider market. So, you think of really any of the, any of the major WISPs who need to use, wireless vendors to send internet to, whether it be residences or enterprise businesses, that is where we thrived. So much so that we were named WISPA, which is the Association of WISPs, Manufacturer of the Year 3 years in a row. Oh yeah, we've been focused and dedicated on wireless connectivity. We can go from 2 meters up to 200 kilometers. We are a global company. Our headquarters are based in Chicago, Illinois. That's where I am currently based. That said, we actually do have an office in Ashburton, England, as well as we have an office in Bangalore. So we are a global company. I actually forgot, we do have an office in Silicon Valley as well. So, beyond that, our equipment has been deployed all over the world. And the big thing to note about Cambium Networks as well is this, that we had a lot of success with wireless CCTV even prior to cnVision ever being created. I think the most important thing to note about this, or the most important example about this, is actually in Cambium Networks' own backyard, where I live, and that is Chicago, Illinois. The city of Chicago, for public safety, uses Cambium Networks equipment for their wireless CCTV, meaning you can drive down the city of Chicago and you are going to see our radios right here, connecting to cameras right here, and then ultimately going back to one main hub point. That said, we've also been, deployed in Singapore, Manila, Mexico City, Poland, all corners of the globe. So, to answer everyone's question, what is cnVision? cnVision is a wireless platform, or a smart wireless bridge, a wireless wire, if you will, that is designed specifically for CCTV. And what I mean by this is a few things. One, being predictable performance, when it comes to sending data from point A to point B, which is what we specialize in, you need a wireless algorithm, and you need architecture that's going to be able to do that very successfully. Even more so when you're dealing with CCTV, where drop packets doesn't necessarily mean someone's Netflix is going to be a little bit jittery. It means that that you're losing potential video data to keep people safe. It's highly scalable as well. In the next couple slides, you're going to see that it's only 5 specs, but these five pieces of equipment can do everything that you would need it to do in a wireless CCTV deployment. Secure. Also as well, I like to just highlight about this. When some security integrators hear wireless, they think Wi-Fi. This is not Wi-Fi. This is a private wireless network, meaning I cannot take my iPhone and use cnVision and get access to an SSID. That is not what happens. It is very, very secure. Reliability and ease of use. This is another thing that I do like to mention as well. The benefit or the major value add of cnVision and wireless technology in general is that you are going to be able to save money because you do not have to spend all this time trenching with the traditional copper route. Beyond that, because you are going over a free frequency, there's less red tape to cut. And then, like I said, being scalable, the more cameras you are able to deploy, the quicker that you're going to be able to make money. Reliability, ease of use, VMS integration, and on-VIF client support. These are the unique features that cnVision brings to the market that no one else does. VMS integration, my engineer Srijith is going to show you what we mean by that. But just to allude to it very briefly, what in fact I am talking about is we're going to give you up-to-the-minute wireless statistics and alarms in your VMS. So just like you would have a tile with all of your video feeds, you're going to have a tile dedicated specifically to the wireless statistics. With that, we integrate with the major VMS platforms: Milestone, Genetec, Access Camera Station, Digital Watchdog, Hanwha WiseNet. Then on-VIF client support. Any camera that uses on-VIF will actually be immediately recognized and put into the GUI of our cnMatrix user, or not cnMatrix, cnVision user interface. Important thing to note about this is that this is going to be able to keep cameras organized. You're going to be able to stream to see what the camera sees from the user interface. And more importantly, you're going to be able to configure and troubleshoot remotely. So just for instance, I'm based in Chicago. The major value add, or even in the UK, is that no one wants to go out to see why a camera is not working at 3 a.m. in the middle of winter. Using our user interface and the ability to troubleshoot remotely, we're going to, we solve that. Last but not least, we are talking ruggedization, 24/7 support, and 3-year warranty. We are protecting your investment. That is another big thing. When you buy our equipment, we are making sure that, you're tucked away, you're safe, and that you're comfortable. And this also comes with pre and post sale support if you do need assistance with configuring. Either way, to give you a landscape of where cnVision sits, I would like to say that we are right in the middle. We're right in that meaty part, looking at the two ends of the bread. I'm just going to start low to high. Typically speaking, if you do see or hear wireless for CCTV, you might be talking about Ubiquiti. And, to their credit, they've done a great job at marketing their products. That said, the big differentiators between us and Ubiquiti are going to be that 3-year warranty, that 24/7 support, as well as our wireless protocol. Our wireless protocol is designed specifically to prioritize video, which does make it in fact more reliable and safer in that respect. If we are talking about the higher end, the FireTide, the fluid meshes of the world, we're talking about price point. cnVision is going to come in at a much lower cost. I know for a lot of security integrators, the prospect of using wireless is just one very small piece in a much larger business. We don't want you to break the bank on something like this. We want to provide something to you that is A, both affordable, but B, engineered specifically for the task at hand. And then, to just reiterate it again, no one is offering the ability to troubleshoot remotely, with the on-VIF GUI and the VMS integration. But either way, when I am talking about this, these are the 5 specs, and these 5 specs can do really everything that you would need them to do, whether it be from a point-to-point or point-to-multi-point configuration. I'm just going to start from right to left. So anytime that we see clients, just know that these are made for point-to-point connections. So we start with the client max R, so that is going to go the farthest distance. That's going to be able to go about 13 kilometers. Then we have the client mini, which is going to go about, I believe, 8 kilometers. I can see in the next slide just to correct myself. And then we have the client micro, which is going to go up to, I believe, about 4 kilometers, but I'll just double check that in the next slide. But either way, the important thing to note about this is the equipment that is going to allow you to do point-to-point connections. A few things to note about this that I think are very important. One, we are going over the 5 gigahertz spectrum, meaning that line of sight is going to be very, very important. Near line of sight, we can do. This is just going to come actually in regards to getting around obstructions, so via chaining. The other thing as well is the powering. What we're going to be able to look at is, what we're using is a 30-volt passive PoE for 4 out of the 5 of these, and then a 56-volt PoE for the Hub 360R. Either way as well, just one more important thing that I do want to talk about this as well is the fact that, we are looking at, anything that has an R on it, do know that that is ruggedized, meaning IP67. So we have our clients for point-to-point connections. Then we have our hubs, which, like a hub and spoke topology, think of that as the access point in a point-to-multi-point layout. The Hub 360R, no, obviously with 360, it does have an integrated Omni antenna in there. The Hub FlexR, this is a connectorized antenna. Let's say that you need something with a little bit more power, but you don't necessarily need a 360-degree coverage. This is where we can use the Hub FlexR. We can use a 90-degree, 120-degree, 30-degree, 60-degree antenna. We partner with a company called RF Elements as well, who makes the 30-degree and 60-degree horn antennas. That said, we also do make our own 90 and 120-degree antennas that you can attach as well. Something new that we have coming out, which I think is, is quite interesting, is going to be the Client Max RP, which is going to be arriving at the start of next year, so early 2021. The great thing about this is the ability to power a camera via pass-through, meaning that you're eliminating the need for a switch. So, with that, you also have the 3 other ports that you can use to power a camera as well. So this just adds, another dimension to the to your ability to connect cameras. Also, it reduces one more piece of equipment that you potentially may need. Does radar interfere with this system? So I believe yes. I believe yes. It does in terms of I guess if there's radar being used, for instance, by a military or by a naval base, I imagine that is going to take priority. But I can surely find that out just to make sure that I give you 100% clarity. I can I'll make note of that question. Either way, as I'm someone who is a little bit more of a visual learner as well, this is giving you, a better idea of what we are looking at. So like I said, the client micro, I thought I said 4. I was clearly incorrect with that. It's 1.6 kilometers. The client mini is going to go up to 6.4 kilometers. And the client max R is going to go up to 13. Like I said here, I think what's important to note about this as well is the fact that, just because you have one client deployed doesn't mean that you only have to connect one camera to it. We can connect multiple cameras at a given client site, which is going to be really, really helpful because let's say that you need, you need multiple angles covered. You are more than welcome and more encouraged to do that, given that you have the bandwidth and the availability of it. Another thing to note as well is the ability to program a client micro, which is going to be the lowest cost, and program it as a hub. Let's say that you have a housing development that has a gate that has two ends that they need to be connected. For instance, they have a gate and they have two cameras at each gate, one on the right, one on the left, and it's less than 30 degrees. What we're actually going to be able to do is we can program the software of the client micro, and we can actually make this a hub and then connect a bunch of the other, two of the other clients as well. So this does give you that flexibility as well. I think that's really important to note. Last but not least, something I would like to mention as well is we're talking about the deployment assistant. This is the cnVision, it's called the cnVision Companion. This is a free software tool that is actually going to answer the question of how many cameras can I connect wirelessly at a given location. This is a really useful tool, which Srijith can show you how to use. We also offer planning, we also offer training on this as well, that let's say you need to, you need to have assistance in regards to learning up on this. This is great. I think the other important thing to note about this this planning tool is that you can enter in exact camera models and how many megapixels they're using, and how many megabits per second you are expecting. And this is going to tell you, hey, will this deployment work or will it not? Almost a know before you go tool. Give me one moment. Q&A. Oh, no questions at this time. Perfect. So, another thing to note as well is where we have had success in the past. And, the good thing about this product is we can do simple deployments all the way up to very complex deployments. I'm going to start with a simple deployment just to give you a basic idea of this. I don't know where, other attendees, I guess, where their niche is in regards to deploying cameras, but let's say that is in fact schools or even a car park or a car park for a grocery store or a church. What we are able to do, and we've done this successfully already, is we're actually able to put a Hub 360 at the main church or at the main location. We are going to be able to connect the clients via the light poles. We can power them via the light pole. And then we are going to be able to connect the cameras from there. If it's one camera, great. We can do that without using a switch. If it is more than one camera, you can use a low-cost switch as well. And this, the PoE block, the 30-volt passive PoE comes in the box. So I think that's another important thing to note as well. So just a simple deployment that we've done many times over. That said, though, we've also done very detailed deployments. This happened to be in New York, where we are in fact looking at doing a pole-by-pole wireless camera deployment for a housing development. So if it is one of those situations where you have one aggregation point and you quite literally need to chain them and connect cameras at given poles, we can do that as well. I've seen this also this is a very popular, I guess, deployment option when we are talking about municipalities that need street by street, camera connectivity. And then last but not least, one of our hallmark successes has actually been down in Brazil. And with this, what we were able to do is we were able to connect a bunch of our clients, or a number of our clients, for a Formula One race. So, if there's a challenge where cameras need to be connected and they cannot be connected with fiber, this is where cnVision is going to in fact come in, and it is going to play well. And the other Cambium difference that I like to mention about this, and this is not Cambium Networks cnVision, this is Cambium Networks as a whole. We have robust training, and I think that is very, very important. So let's say that you are interested in this deployment. You're interested in deploying cnVision and you want to get trained up. We have a bunch of free self-paced trainings that will allow you to get studied up on it, as opposed to just reading through a user guide. Cambium support as well. We've been very noted for, the availability of our support, to where if you have a bump in the night, you have someone that you can call. That is very much the case. We do have online forums similar to Ubiquiti. So it is one of those situations where if you've had a question about deploying cnVision, I'm confident that someone else has, and you can also, look on there. The other thing that I like to note as well is, because we are introducing a new product to a market that is, can be somewhat hesitant about wireless. We do offer pre and post sales support from my end. So let's say that you need, let's say that you have a project and you need someone from Cambium, i.e. myself or one of my teammates, to talk to the end customer on your behalf or with you on the call. We are more than happy to do that. As well as, we do have a non-for-resale demo program, which you can purchase at 70% off via WifiGear. The great thing about this is the fact that it's a non-for-resale demo, meaning obviously, you're not going to be able to resell it, but this provides a great opportunity for you and your engineers to test it out and provide proof of concepts to potential customers. With this, as well, as soon as you get your NFR demo gear, and if you need assistance with configuration, we are more than happy to hop on a call with you in order to assist with configuration. I know that's an extra touch, and it's something that we take pride in. Best in class channel program, like I said, this is going to be another big thing. We do have a lot of resources, marketing materials, as well as the cnVision SI program, which is going to provide the best margins. So if you are interested, when I am following up, I'll invite you to become a Cambium Networks partner. And then, as far as pricing is concerned, that is where WifiGear comes in, and they're very, very good at that. They'll be able to assist. Minimum advertised price, I think this is important to note as well. We do enforce this, strictly. So we take pride in, making sure that everyone plays fair and that there's no undercutting involved as well. But, give me one moment to see if there are any more questions. Does this require licensing? No, it does not. That is a very good question. So it does not require licensing, at least for our equipment. So the OnViv GUI does not require licensing. That said, though, it depends on which VMS you are using. Some VMSs actually do require licenses. Vigilon is one of them. Some of them do not. Hanwha, WiseNet, and Digital Watchdog are ones that do not. So it really it depends on the VMS. But just note that these features, A, are optional. So B, more importantly, if these are optional. So if you don't find these useful, if you just want to connect a camera from point A to point B, you don't want to use the VMS integration, or you don't want to use the GUI, you're more than welcome to do that. The product will still work. These are free features that are available to you. So, that is really the big, those are the really big talking points. Does anyone else have any more questions? If not, I will turn it over to my engineer, Srijith, who he and I will be giving you a rundown of the software features that are unique to the product.
Yeah, Jack, thanks. I'm ready. Can I share my screen?
Give me one moment. Going to make you a host.
Yeah, I think I got it. Let me just share my screen. I hope you can see my screen, right?
We can see topology.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'll just start with this small demo in my lab setup, and just walk over what are the key software features, what are the unique features. Then we'll just walk through the VMS, and then we'll talk about the planning tool. So that's my agenda. So I'm connected, this is my laptop with 100 IP address, and then I connected one cnVision Hub 360 on its Ethernet port, and wirelessly I connected one cnVision Client Micro as actually a client, and then I connected a camera with the same IP port. So this is my setup. So what I'm just going to do, just log into the Hub 360, and then I will go to the client micro, and then we will see actually what are the features available in the network. So this is the home page of both cnVision clients or Hub. So by default, the username password is admin. So once you log in, you can see this as a home page. So we have customized for your easiness that it will show you upfront like what is the uplink speed, upload speed, and what's the downlink speed. So of course, in the camera world, the uplinks upload speed is higher because all the cameras are streaming that to the aggregator. Okay, and then you can see the detected cameras, cnVision detected cameras. So you can see here the video stream. You can click here. I will demonstrate that. Then you can reboot the camera. You can see the MAC address, IP address, make of the camera. So I'm using a Hikvision camera. So you can see the camera name here. Then we can see the other credentials. I'm just not going into deep. Of course, you can stop and you can ask any questions or type questions so that I can work on that.
Srijit,
Yeah,
one thing
sure.
to note about this that I think is really important is, we are talking about camera organization as well. We're talking about the hardware, we're talking about the ability to create name, and all this information. So let's say that you do have a pretty vast deployment and you want to make sure that all your ducks are in fact in a row. We're going to have the ability to do that right here, aside from the ability of giving you your upload and your download speeds on there.
Exactly, correct. Okay, so just going to the wireless, this monitor wireless, you can see the information of client micro. You can see the IP address. So the same IP address is configured here. So I'm just logging now to the client micro over the wireless, and I can see almost the same homepage in this as well. So if you click this video stream, it will ask the cameras credential. So someone has to give the credentials, and then it will pop up the video stream which you are normally seeing in the camera. So this feature is supported just because our cnVision supports the ONWIF support. So which means once you connected any cameras to the system, if the camera is ONWIF supported, cnVision GUI will detect the streaming and it will show the details of the camera. So what's the benefit is like when you are doing a troubleshooting, or if you want to reboot the camera, or if you want to isolate any issues related to the camera, whether the camera is powered on, or is it any problem on the connectivity side or the network side, on the VMS side, VMS, is that is creating the problem, you can easily isolate with the help of this streaming. You can see here the reboot camera button here. So this is actually one feature we would like to see, which is a very unique feature in this industry. And second, I just would like to quickly go through a quick start. So this is a quick start guide. You can just click the startup. You can enter the main credentials, I mean, the device name, etc., as per your wish, and then you can configure the frequency if you require. Otherwise, you can go with the default frequency, and then the IP address. Anyway, you need to change to your network IP address, give the gateway, DNS, etc., and just finally you need to configure a secret key, and this secret key has to be exactly matched with your client micro. So once this is ready, you can go to the client setup and do the same thing like quick start and quickly go through the necessary credentials. Here you need to upload or update, enter the same pre-shared key as what you entered on the hub side. So this is actually the, if it is given wrongly, it is not associate, the client will not associate to the hub. And then you can enter the client network address and then finish setup. Automatically the link will come up. So it's a matter of 5 minutes, a couple of clicks, and you can establish a link. So that's the beauty of this software. In addition to that, you can see a lot of tools, ping, wireless link test, watchdog. I'm not going in deep to that. Then some troubleshooting tools like, we can check like what's the throughput chart, and then you can go to the system network, system logs, etc. A lot of other features are, which is very easy to just go through. Okay. And the last thing on the GUI side, what I would like to demonstrate is the VMS integration. So we have dedicatedly put one page for the VMS, the video management system integration. You can enable it. You can click whatever VMS you would like to do, and then you can give the credentials on the VMS at like address, VMS port, username and password, etc. So for this demo, I would like to just demonstrate the video for milestone. The milestone, as Jack earlier said, it required a licensing. So I'll just click, already captured the video of that, so we'll just go through. So here you can see that we are selected the VMS type, then the IP address, uh, and then the port. Okay, so this is the VMS, the milestone VMS looks like. So what we are going to do now is actually we are creating an alarm. So how to create an alarm? We are just deregistering our radio, our client radio. So what it is showing is like it will generate, that hub will generate an alarm, and it will pass to the VMS that, hey, my client is dropped. Okay, you can say like a message is coming here saying like my station is dropped. So now the video management system engineer who is monitoring this will came to know that, okay, I got one disconnection of the link and I need to take some actions. Or if it is cause of any power issue or something like that, you can wait for that, and then it will, once it came up, automatically this will give a additional alarm that it is came back. So basically what we are trying to say is like this give you this feature, the PMS integration feature will give you an additional benefit for the troubleshooting and monitoring on the same plane of glass. So in addition to other, one more feature is there that's called the tile view. So what's the tile view is actually we can add a small tile like something shown in the video. It looks like this. So it will give you certain amount of information like what's the uplink throughput, what's the downlink throughput, what's the speed and duplex, which the Ethernet port is taken, IP address, and what's the uptime, etc. Okay, so the beauty is actually you can position it very near to your video stream. So you can see here actually a video stream which it's showing as a Vigilon, and the same screen you can collocate this tile as well, and you can do a side-by-side monitoring if you require. So that's a kind of a benefit what we are getting. And so that's it actually from the GUI side and VMS side. Then I will move to the cnVision. But before that, I would like to show, there is one question came like radar. We have any option on the radars detection? There is an option for radar detection. So I would just like to demonstrate that actually we have the DFS channels. Okay, once you set the DFS channel, you can set the alternate frequency 1 as well as alternate frequency 2. So what this essentially do is actually when a radar signal is detected on your link, which is currently operating on 5305, for example, it will detect like, okay, it detected a radar signal and I need to switch to an alternate frequency. So again, it will work till on the second alternate frequency. for 30 minutes, and it will check again, it will scan again whether I'm detecting the radar signal again. If it is not, it will again switch back to the center frequency, which is a primary frequency. So I think this is this is actually a regulatory feature. So of course we are following that rule here. Okay, so you can shoot any questions after this, but I'm just we will just talk together at the end of this section. But before that, I'd just like to touch upon a beautiful planning tool. It's first of all, it's a free of cost. Anybody can download and you can use it for your planning. So what it essentially explain is actually in the camera world, you may be having a different specifications. You know, whenever you need to read a number plate, or if you want to see a very high distance or a wide coverage, you need a lower resolution, and a camera plate, you need a high resolution. So we don't know actually how our system will we need to dedicate a point-to-point system or a point-to-multi-point system, or in a point-to-multi-point system, how many clients you can add it. So all that are actually a little bit confused for a planning stage. So here, this particular tool will give you some kind of help for that. So you can add actually the hub. This is actually starting point. You can add a hub. You can choose different frequencies. I mean, different channel bandwidths. Then you can choose different interference level, low, medium, high, and etc. And then you can make a hub there. Under that hub, you can add clients. So once you add the client, that hub with whatever chosen bandwidth, it will give you what is the maximum throughput it can support. So for example, in this case, a hub 360 can support up to an uplink throughput of 527 megabits per second. So now you can suppose if you are adding actually 2 clients on that hub. So that 2 clients is equally dividing that total throughput to 253 and 253 Mbps. So under that client, you can now add the cameras. Say for example, in the first the client, I'm just going to add a camera with a 5 megapixel resolution and a compression ratio of you can choose anything, but I'm just choosing actually H.264 main high quality. And then the last specification is actually the frame per second. You can add that, as well as you can enter that latitude, longitude, so that it will automatically pop up that distance for your information. Okay, so once it's done, it will give you how much throughput this camera is going to consume with this specified resolution and compression and the frame per second. So in this case, it is consuming approximately 10 megabits per second, and that much megabits per second will reduce from your client. So this is how it works. I will just show you one more client adding it. Say for example, I'm just adding say 8 megapixels. Let it be in the same frame per second. I just put, okay, it will give you 15. So that is, again, it is reduced. So you can and you can see like your hub capacity is reduced from the earlier 550 range. So you can keep on plan this. You can add more, how many cameras you want into these different positions. And finally, you can decide whether you need to go for a different hub, because if the total bandwidth is running out, or if you already utilized 80% of the available throughput, you can plan a different hub for the remaining cameras. So this is the idea which you will easily, the cnVision CN companion planning tool will give you the advantage. So all of our models are available in this portfolio. You can choose any model which you want actually. So you can see here like device hub devices are Hub Flexar, Hub 360. Our client Mini and Micro also, as Jack discussed earlier, can be act as a hub for a short distance and short coverage. Um, so I think that's it, the CN Companion explanation. Now, Jack, you can take over, and I'm happy to answer any technical queries if it's
Yep.
there.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So there was a question in regarding the integration required device licenses in addition to the camera. No, there is not. There is not. So there's not going to be additional licenses added on. This is in fact. So when we are talking about the licenses, we are, we're talking about the, like you said, the licenses to the camera. So, you're fine. There's not going to be additional costs. And like we said, these two features are free, at least on the, the GUI is free. And then the VMS integration feature is free. It just depends on which VMS you are using. So that is all. That is all that I have. That is all that we have. Came in right at about 40 minutes, which is fantastic. We thank everyone for your time and for your interest in cnVision. We will be sending some follow-up email just in regards to making sure that if you didn't get to see the webinar or you didn't get to see it fully, we will have a recording, as well as if you would like a personal software demo, potentially, or you would like a network planned out. Let's say you do have a project that you need assistance with. We are more than happy to provide that complimentary planning assistance. Fantastic. I'm going to turn it over to Carl, Tony, and the WifiGear team. Is there anything that you gentlemen wish to close on?
Hey, Jack, thanks for that. Just making sure that Tony and Chris can actually speak because I muted them. So 2 seconds. Jack, do you think you can make me the host?
Yes, sir. Give me one moment. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. I've managed to reclaim it. That's
perfect.
So good. Okay, Chris, can you hear me? I've unmuted you.
Certainly can, Carl. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, you guys. Yeah, I'd just like to say, well, first of all, James, Lee, and Russell, thanks for coming online and looking at the cnVision offering that we've done this afternoon. WifiGear as the UK distributor stand ready to look after you. We will be in contact with you in the course of the next few days to discuss what your thoughts were. From ourselves, we're actually delighted to be a trusted global distributor for the CN product. We work very well with Jack and his team, and are looking forward to seeing this product continue to roll out into the UK market. Just one little point of clarity on that. I think we might have referred to sort of licensing. You may have been concerned as to whether there are any licenses involved in the use of 5 gigahertz. There is no licenses required for that spectrum as we currently have. However, you've referred to Milestone. There are some Milestone integration prices, but we'd need to work with you should you have a VMS application with Milestone. But the product sits very well in that marketplace. So from our perspective, very pleased that you've joined us this afternoon.
And James, yes, I'm more than happy to send you the presentation. There's a number of documents that that I will be sending to WifiGear, who will send out to everyone who attended this. The presentation being one of them, the other one being just a sample bill of materials configurator. I do want to give everyone a better idea in regards to what it is and how we configure a BOM. But yeah, like I said, thank you, Tony, and thank you everyone who has attended.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you everybody too.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.